struggling tonight. There it is. There it is. All right, No Chill, we're live. Let's go. Ready to do this?
Yeah, man. It's a Sunday night party.
Got 2 ad reads.
Oh, what do I do with that? First of all, what the fuck is in here? Let's play What's in My Pocket.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Let's do this. See the sounds. We're good to go. I'm sure they'll let me know on YouTube. Oh, wait. No, they won't.
What?
Just if the sound should be good. All right, let's do it.
Ready?
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello and good evening, Mr. Andrew Ruther.
Dude, first of all, I want to give a shout out to our good buddy, Guy Fiorito.
Fiorita.
Fiorita. I always say it wrong.
Yeah. It's okay.
One of your Italian friends.
Sort of, yeah. I think he's Italian.
Come on.
Yeah. He's a Midwest guy.
Fiorita.
Yeah.
Fiorita. He's
Sort of
Italian.
South Dakota.
He's Italian.
Yeah.
Fiorita.
Yeah, you're right. Technically.
We have amazing new lights in the Smut Studio.
Yeah, I can't even look over here. It's like looking into the sun.
Yeah.
So I won't be looking that way anymore.
And this light kind of looks on my right as if when the fire happened, like kind of that hazy look.
Okay.
Too soon?
I got my Condoleezza Rice joke out on Twitter today, and you threw a too soon under it.
I did. And then Mata did the Ruther too soon himself, and then I trolled him on Dirty Sports.
Yeah.
It's this. It's the emoji.
Palm face emoji?
It's the palm face emoji. Dirtballs. Prano tweets from the account. You know this guy on my left? He is just
Rarely, but it does happen. I mean, basically, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out which ones are me. Like, I didn't tweet the Ryan Fitzpatrick loop today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You did tweet the Colin Kaepernick thing.
I did tweet the Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yeah. It's very, very obvious, I think.
I think usually it is. We even just have different writing styles.
Yes, we do. Well, this has been a fun week for us as a show, as DSPN, because Thursday we had our first ever impromptu episode. Or actually, not our first ever big guest impromptu episode.
Yeah, we had our first ever drop-in guest.
Drop-in.
Yeah, celeb guest. And that was courtesy of which dirtball?
I got to give some love. None of this would have happened. I would not have even been aware that he was in town if it wasn't for @BizMat3.
Shout out to BizMat3. I didn't follow Pat McAfee, who came on the show, former Colts punter.
Yes.
I now follow him.
Yes.
I didn't follow him before because, he was involved in other organizations of which I do not support.
ISIS?
Yeah, he was formerly in ISIS.
Okay.
And the AFC South. I don't think I follow. I don't think I follow anybody from the AFC South.
Which is worse in 2016?
I don't even.
No. Let's roll back the clock. Was ISIS or AFC South worse back then?
Well, Bill O'Brien is still active, getting the hopes of Texans fans up every week. Jaguars, Colts. We'll get into all those coming up. But yeah, former AFC South punter. I don't follow a lot of punters either. I follow Steve Weatherford after.
What about our former guest, John Ryan?
I don't know if I follow John Ryan anymore.
I follow him.
I might have followed him for a minute. Does he tweet much?
Well, no, he got off Twitter for like 2 years.
Maybe I do follow him.
But he doesn't tweet much.
Yeah, maybe that's why I just don't see it. I don't know. My Twitter following went out the window during the Vince-capades.
Well, here's basically what happened. Our boy @BizMat3 slid into those Dirty Sports
DSPMs.
Yeah, the DSPMs, And he said Pat McAfee is playing Lamar Odom in a game of horse at the Venice Beach courts on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. And then I looked at McAfee's tweets and I looked at Lamar Odom's tweets and I said, yeah. And for you guys, if we talk about it, the courts are literally across the street.
Yeah, 1 block away.
1 block away. So I said, Brandon, let's just show up, see what happens. Because I have followed Pat enough, and it's like I think he'd be a great guest all along. I thought that. So we showed up, and showing up that morning will honestly be a moment I will never forget my entire life.
Lamar Odom's there bright and early with his old school Patrick Ewing kicks on, like a full velour jumpsuit. And he was shooting around with a one-armed homeless dude and like a 70-year-old man.
Let me repeat that. Lamar was shooting.
I mean, don't forget, you do repeat it again later.
I do.
In our upcoming interview with Pat McAfee.
I do, but it's pretty fascinating. It's the most Venice Beach thing ever. He's shooting hoops with a 70-year-old white guy and a homeless guy with one arm, no shoes, no socks, and no one's around.
Yeah, there's like half a dozen people filming, like their Snapchat videos and their Instagrams. A couple people noticed it's Lamar. Lamar, hard to miss. Even the people who didn't know I bet half of those people didn't know it was Lamar Odom. They just thought, oh my God, there's a 6'10" guy on the basketball court.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Then there's probably people who know him as Chloe's husband.
Yeah.
Were they married? They were married.
Yeah, they were married. So basically, he's playing. Then Pat McAfee shows up. They play their game. Ironically, they play their game of horse on the same exact court where I shut out Matty Goldberg. Probably about the same amount of people showed up.
Yeah. You said that before. You said that when we were there. I was like, yeah, there's a couple more. But yeah.
There was a couple more for this event.
Yeah.
But anyway, they play a game. Again, you'll hear this all. We had a great about 80-minute interview with Pat McAfee.
And that's in this episode.
In this episode. You get to hear it. And Joe and I went up to Pat after the event, and this is how great a guy he is. I basically say, hey, man, we'd love to have you on Dirty Sports at some point. Pat straight up says, yo, what are you doing now? Right now.
And the real hero, shout out to Biz Marquee 3 or whatever, and shout out to Pat McAfee.
Biz Marquee.
and shout out to the homeless guy playing. But, I had shit to do that day. And then I was like, man, he wants to come over in like an hour. I had to cancel all my plans. No, but meetings with big Hollywood producers out the window.
This is what's so great about Pat. I give him my number. He calls me 20 minutes later. He was worried about that.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, can I be at your place in an hour? Is that cool? And I was like, yeah, we ain't got shit to do, man. Get your ass over here.
Yeah.
And then he showed up, and we have
So hopefully everybody enjoys the Pat McAfee interview, because good chance, I ruined some great Hollywood opportunities by not going to my meetings.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
You lost the pilot?
Yeah, I lost pilot.
The Joe Prano pilot?
Who knows? Who knows what could have happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was worth it.
I think so, too. It was a great interview.
You guys will really enjoy it. So, again, the video of that is already up. Some dirtballs were very confused by this situation. They didn't understand it.
Don't go watch it right now, but
yeah,
listen to the whole episode. Watch this if you're watching it on YouTube.
So that video is already up. So let's get to the games tonight. But Joe, before we do get to the games,
yes,
I'm excited because we are also going to a game Monday night, Rams-Chiefs.
I'm pretty excited for Rams-Chiefs.
Dude.
I don't know who I'm rooting for. I mean, I guess I'm kind of rooting for the Rams because it's the Rams home game, but I did pick the Chiefs, so I'm low-key rooting for them too. I'm just rooting for lots of touchdowns.
I am too. And I'm also giving a big shout-out to our friends at SeatGeek for hooking us up with the amazing seats that we have at the LA Coliseum. Now, we will be on the away side technically, but...
Which isn't a thing in NFL games,
exactly.
So it's fine.
They are great seats, and I was very excited because when the game got moved from Mexico City to LA, obviously 2 9-1 teams. This basically, I think I saw this is only the third time it's happened this late in the season, where two teams have been 9-1. So we use SeatGeek, and we're going to the game. Dirtballs, I don't know why you would not use SeatGeek because again, I don't want to.
I do. Because they're stupid.
Okay,
that's why they would do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no reason whatsoever.
Use SeatGeek.
Yeah.
It's the best option, and it gives you the best view, and it's easy to navigate. That's one thing we haven't really said much. Again, I'm not going to name other ticket venues or ticket sites.
Yep.
But a lot of them are not easy to navigate. SeatGeek, very user-friendly. And guys, best of all the Dirtballs get $20 off their first SeatGeek purchase. So just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code DIRTY today. That's promo code DIRTY for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. We have the tickets. Okay, let's get to Week 11 recap.
Let's do it.
You want to start with the game that just ended?
Sure. Let's do it. Bears, Vikings.
The Bears.
Missed this one. I guess that's what I get for picking Kirk Cousins on the road. But Bears look pretty good. Bears defense, they go get the ball. They did it multiple times in this game. Khalil Mack with just taking somebody's lunch again while being blocked. He took somebody's lunch. And then, of course, Kirk Cousins with the pick six. Kirk Cousins, I mean, I've been pretty outspoken on my dislike of Kirk Cousins' game, and I still don't like this move for the Vikings. He's just that is who he is. When pressured, Kirk Cousins folds like a tent.
Who would they be better off? Who should they have gotten?
I don't know. Nick Foles?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get there, but would the Eagles be better with Nick Foles?
Oh, get out of here. I can't wait to have that discussion. Look, the Bears, they looked pretty good tonight. They had control of that game. What was it? Was it 14-0 at halftime? Loved the go for two early.
Yeah.
Kind of a ballsy move by Nagy. I like that call. Trubisky looks pretty good, but then at times you just want to say, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's when I watch, it's very similar to Goff. He misses some easy throws. He's good at hitting guys who are wide. Like it's very scheme heavy. And when it's there, it works. And when it's not there, he's not fitting the ball into a lot of small windows.
Yeah.
He is exceptional with his feet, which right now is fine. Like, you got to do what you got to do to win the game, but like long term, I'm not sure that's ever, the best strategy for staying healthy. But he has been good at running and avoiding hits so far. The problem with that is, he runs and he slides. The one time he runs and he doesn't get down in time, some guy,
Yeah.
whether a penalty or not, just decides to destroy him. That could be, next thing you know, Colt McCoy's starting for you. See the Redskins.
Well, they have some.
Not that he was running, you know what I
mean. They have some real talent and skill. I like Tariq Cohen.
I love Tariq Cohen. I think they need to give Tariq Cohen the ball more often.
Dude, he is so fast.
I've been saying that for literally months on this show, at least a month.
I mean, he's a very similar player to Kansas City. Why is
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, all these Tariqs, man.
Yeah.
They're messing with me.
Well, that's Tariq and Tyreek.
Yeah. Yeah, tomato.
Okay, Anderson. Because you're Andy. See how it's not the same? See how you were confused by that?
Anyway, the Bears, they're going to win the division. I'm saying it right now. I know it's one game, but I think it's their division.
Well, they're 7-3.
Yeah. It's their division. Vikings, their defense is not playing. Their defense has to play better because the offense is lackluster. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, their offense is fine, but they need to be better, and the defense just not where it was at all.
Yeah. No, I agree. Dude, you went back and forth. Holy shit, man.
You know me, man. Stupidity. It really breaks me.
You went back and forth with the Dirtball today about the ending of the Panthers-Lions game, which we're going to both agree with. I don't know why old Riverboat Ron is going for two.
Here's the thing. That's why I went back and forth for so long. There's zero reason to go for two. Zero.
That game goes into overtime. The Panthers win. They're the better team.
Of course. Right. But look, nothing's guaranteed.
Sure.
But in the NFL, to have a chance, you're losing in a game against the Detroit Lions, a game that you probably shouldn't be that close, and then it is that close. You have an opportunity. You have a 93% chance, 94% chance based on league average of extending the game 5 minutes, and you're the better team. There's no reason not to do it. Meanwhile, the league average on 2-point conversions ever is 47%. So there's a 53% chance you lose the game based on league average. Now, the Panthers' 2-point conversion rate, 50% on the year. The Panthers' two-point conversion rate last year, 33%. So at no point in the history of the Carolina Panthers are they ever better suited to go for it than to not go for it based on their conversion rate, their historical conversion rate, the league's conversion rate. So why would you ever go for it there? And, it takes us back because there are probably people who are like, oh, you guys were so into the Titans going for it against the Phil. Yeah, because they were the Tennessee Titans going for 2
against the
Super Bowl champions.
And they had momentum.
With a new coach trying to have an identity.
Not a 3-6 team. Not against the 3-6 team that they're better in.
That they're better than.
Yes. And
not only that, but then they call a Cam Newton drop back play. What do you think? What do you actually think the Panthers' conversion rate is on 4th and 3 or goal or 4th and goal on the 3 or 2-point conversions when they just drop Cam back to pass? And also, here's a fun math question for you, Andy. What do you think in the history of football the conversion rate for any play is when the ball gets thrown the fuck out of bounds? 0%. That's the fucking conversion rate. Is the quarterback dropped back and fucking threw it out of bounds. 0% chance of converting. There's 2 options here. Okay?
Quarterback run option?
No, there's 2 options if you're Ron Rivera.
I'm saying if you're actually going to call that play, though.
Sure. Great. But if you're Ron Rivera, there's 2 options here. One, you think you're not going to win this game if you go to overtime,
which is not good.
That's a terrible. If you're Ron Rivera and you don't think you can beat the Detroit Lions in overtime, if you extend this 5 minutes,
10 minutes, but whatever
it is,
you're also they were the favorite going into the game.
Then you have bigger problems than whether or not to go for this or not go for it. You should start thinking about personnel issues, coaching issues. You have a lot of problems if you don't think we extend this game, we win this game. Right?
Yeah.
Or 2, you think you're gonna get that you have a better chance of getting this than not getting this, which again, completely wrong.
Well, look, at the end of the day, it's just a dumb call. Plain and simple. There's nothing else to say. It was a dumb call to go for 2. It was a dumb call to run that play. Plain and simple. I don't even need to see stats. I don't need to see odds. The Carolina Panthers are a better team than the Detroit Lions. Plain and simple. That's why Vegas had them as favorites. And I agree with Leprano said. If you don't think you can beat them in overtime, big deal, it's on the road. You're the better team.
I'm certain that they were favored in the first half. I'm certain they would be favored in the second half line. I'm certain that they were favored in an overtime line. I'm certain of everything.
Yeah.
They're better.
They're a better team.
And the thing is, and the argument I was getting into, is they're a better overall team, right? Now, Carolina's defense is better than their offense, right?
Yes.
And Detroit's offense is better than their defense.
Yes.
Right? So, you're taking the chances. You're putting this all on one play. Carolina's offense for one play on the 3-yard line for the game. When you can go into overtime and then play your fucking strength. Let's play defense.
Yeah. They got Luke Kuechly. Maybe get a pick 6. Dumb call. I was watching it live. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock.
Yeah, it was because it was remarkably dumb. It was fucking stupid. And guess what? Here's the thing, Andy. I'm going to go one more thing for you. Extra points are worth 1. 2-point conversions are worth 2. So if at any point, ever, a team thinks that they are going to get 50.0000001% of their 2-point conversions, they should go for it every fucking time. Because if you go for your 2-point conversion and you get it any ever so slightly more than you don't get it, you actually earn more points.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? The entire league, for the most part, kicks the extra point because they're not going to get it more than 50% of the time. I looked at the statistics for this year. There's 10 teams that are over on the year so far. 10 haven't converted 1. 4 have converted all of them. What does that tell you? It tells you you're more likely not to get it than you are to get it. So now you're fucking Ron Rivera and you're going, let's play a coin flip to see if we can beat Detroit. Play 10 more minutes, you fucking idiot. And guess what? Here's the thing. Maybe Ron Rivera thinks that the Carolina Panthers aren't better than the Detroit Lions.
But one team came in the game at 6-3, and one team came in the game at 3-6. So, to quote Bill Parcells, right? You are what your record says you are.
Yeah.
And your record says you're 3 games better than the other team.
Yeah. So, either way, Ron Rivera comes out looking like a boob.
Yep.
He made whatever his decision, whatever the reason for it, he was wrong.
That would be our boob move of the week, sponsored by Ron Rivera.
Do I think that the Carolina Panthers are very good? No, I don't.
I think they're better than the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, exactly. And here's your opportunity to prove it. Play 10 more minutes.
Yeah, we didn't play our best game, but we got 10 more minutes to show that we're better. End of story. All right, let's get through these games. Let's mow through these. I want to talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. It's really tough to say that still. Talk about just imploding. A game they had in check. And Phillip Rivers. Talk about a bonehead play. Did you see what he did?
Mm-mm.
I don't want to put the whole game on him. Now Detroit. I'm sorry, not Detroit. Denver started making a comeback. Von Miller had a great interception and a nice return. I want to say, the Chargers are up like 16 points in the second half. But the Chargers are driving. Denver's out of timeouts. It's under 2 minutes to go, and it's 3rd and 7. And Phillip Rivers just basically throws. He's kind of getting chased out of the pocket instead of just taking a sack. Because if he takes a sack, okay, whatever, you got to punt.
But time runs off.
You run off another 35 seconds. He throws it he grounds it on purpose. And he realized what the fuck. It's one of those moves you cannot.
I got to say.
You can't believe a veteran do. He throws at the receiver's feet. He's purposely grounding it to avoid a sack. And then he realizes, shit, the clock stops. I want to believe at 1:57. And do you know the Broncos won on a field goal as time expired?
Yeah.
That 35 seconds
right
was the game.
I got to tell you, because I like Phillip Rivers. I'm a fan of Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers is, a top 12 quarterback of all time.
All time,
give or take, right? In that realm.
Okay.
But a lot of people, I think, throw him up there a little higher. And there's a couple of big moments in Phillip Rivers' career that have always stood out in my head. And I remember one vividly. I forget who they were playing, but it was a 4th down play where they needed to convert a 4th down or the game was over.
Yeah.
Basically, if they gave the ball back, the other team would be able to run out the clock. And he dropped back, and he looked, and he got good protection, and he's looking, and he's looking, and he's looking, and he's not that rushed, but it's starting to close in. And the quarterback clock just went off in his head, and he threw the ball away. He just threw it out of bounds. live to fight another day. And I was like, there is no other day, man. That was 4th down. This game's over. You just literally threw the game away. And I know Phillip Rivers has all the stats and everything, but like it's a couple plays like that here and there, and in the playoffs, and you're looking at a guy who's been to one AFC Championship game and has no Super Bowls, and I know he's got all the stats. And I heard somebody talking about it the other day. I think it was on maybe it was on Bill Simmons' podcast, where somebody called him like a top 5 of all time. I'm like, he's over 200 straight games. Him and Eli are 7 and 8 in yards and passing.
Well, I know he's top 10 in yards. He's top 10 in touchdowns.
Yeah. But people are out there again. I know I don't want to bring everything back. I just like to, I'm coming from a place where I hear about this stuff all the time, but also just from a consistency standpoint, why is Eli Manning disrespected all the time and Phillip Rivers is pumped up? They're basically equal, except Eli Manning would never make that play.
Well, I know why. Well, first of all, he's 4. I'm looking, bring up his stats. Phillip Rivers is 4-5 in the playoffs. He's not made a playoff since 2013. I know the biggest difference, and even, I don't know if you got this, Pat McAfee during our interview alludes to it. It's basically entering this week, or let's say after today's game, Eli's now 115 and 110. And remember, Pat made a point, whether it's right or wrong, the QB always gets knocked for the amount of wins.
But hold on.
Look, I'm just saying this is why.
Yeah, but we have to consider situation, right? Like situation is everything.
I'm not disagreeing, but look, this is my point. I'm just stating the fact. I'm not saying I'm not taking a position on this.
But here's my point. Just put that stuff into context, though, right? Like, I bet you Steve Young's career record is fantastic. I bet you he won 3 games in his 2 years with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Drew Brees' record, I bet, is great too. I bet you he was 500 with the Chargers.
Well, overall, Phillips is good. I mean, he's 113 and 88. He started out hot. I mean, look at these 3 of his first 4 years. He goes 14 and 2, 11 and 5, 8 and 8, 13 and 3. I mean, he had. I'm not disagreeing those teams he had.
Yeah,
with Antonio Gates and LaDainian Tomlinson.
But and that's the point, is those teams contribute to his win-loss record, but they also contribute to his had those teams never won a Super Bowl.
No, I agree. Look, I agree. And that is the knock on Phillip Rivers. And today's way to end that game, I don't know how a guy who's been playing in the league since 2004 does that. I mean, I just don't. And
I've seen this 4 times with him where it's like a play like that where it's like, what the fuck were you doing?
To just take the sack and then, it's Case Keenum. But Denver won the game. Keenum drove him down, and they won the game in front of Broncos fans. I put out another tweet on Dirty Sports. It's amazing. That whole fucking stadium is orange today. I have so much sympathy and maybe empathy, I guess, for the Chargers players. I would hate that. You don't have a fucking home game. Every week you're playing against a crowd. I could hear it. I watched the whole game. You can hear it, the audio. The Broncos do well. You hear the whole crowd cheering. Anyway, it's the same old shit. But that's, they're still in the playoffs. But as far as winning the division, that might be a game where you can't.
They have 3 losses now.
They have 3 losses.
Getting late early.
You can't blow a 19-7 lead to a team that's not that good. It was 19-7. They were up 12. All right. It is getting late early, Prano. 30 minutes into the show.
Great. Well, did you say we did an hour and 20 minutes with McAfee?
We did.
Great. So?
All right. Raiders, Cardinals. I actually did not watch a play of this.
I watched it. I watched a lot of it because fucking every game was blacked out.
Gotta hop over here, man. Get that.
I ended up realizing that what was it? One of the games was on, but I was watching the red zone for a lot of that the late games. Raiders win, man.
Yo fool. I'm kind of bummed that they won. I want to see the Raiders just complete tank mode.
I mean, it just shows you that
They're 2-8.
Yeah, the NFL right now. There's a bunch of really good teams.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of really bad teams too
Yeah.
that are all just in the like. I think there's bad teams that have 4 and 5 wins in this league, and I don't think there's a dare I say I think there's bad teams that have 6 wins in the league. Like I think there's a big drop off. I think there's a handful of teams that have actual Super Bowl potential, and there's a lot of teams that just do not.
Yeah.
And the level of, the level from the Raiders to the I don't know, Redskins or Texans or Ravens, like how big is that gap?
I think with the Raiders and those teams, I think there is one. I do.
I mean,
I think the Raiders fucking suck.
Well, last week the Cardinals played the Chiefs pretty tough, and this week the Raiders beat them.
But
the Giants beat the Texans. Like I think there's a lot of
any given Sunday, but
Right.
I think overall the Raiders fucking suck, in my opinion. I think they're bad.
Yeah, I agree.
The Cardinals.
That's what I'm saying. I agree they suck. I'm not sure that some of those teams that have 5 and 6 wins don't suck.
I think a team like the Texans, or even let's just say the Colts, and stay in that division, are a lot better than the Raiders. I want to say the best team right now is the Saints, in my opinion, hands down. The best team right now in the National Football League is the New Orleans Saints. They are unstoppable on offense. And I'm telling you, we said it last week. I don't know if you said it. I think we both kind of said it. Saints fans, you're going to look back on this Dez Bryant injury is the best thing. Not the best thing, but the team chemistry was already amazing offensively.
And like the guys, the other receivers were playing fantastic today.
Yeah.
All those guys.
It doesn't matter who's in there. Breeze is having an MVP type season. He's the front runner right now for MVP. The Saints are great. The Eagles they're not the same team as they were last year, plain and simple.
Well, the Eagles have an equation. It is there's a lot of injuries, but that's the NFL.
Yeah.
Frank Reich looking like he might have been the offensive genius the whole time. The Colts score a fucking ton of points. The Eagles don't score a ton of points. Doug Peterson literally was, shitting rabbit's feet last year. I said this last year. I said it the year before. The year before, every 4th down call, he duffs it. Last year, he just got hit with the magic sauce, and just every fucking ludicrous decision went his way, and then that shit came back down to earth, right? So you got injuries, you got offensive coordinator leaves, you got just not the same amount of luck, and then you got Super Bowl hangover.
Well, I'm not ready.
And I mean, come on, I said it before, but like,
no, I'm gonna. To me, that is pure insanity.
Okay.
To think that they're better off with Nick Foles.
The question isn't the question isn't who's a better player. I think that Carson Wentz is a far better player.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, he was on. If Carson Wentz doesn't get injured last year, there's a good chance he wins that MVP.
Okay. I also think, and I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan by any means, but I think Kirk Cousins is a more talented quarterback than Case Keenum. Or is Carson Wentz trying to do too much? Is Carson Wentz, would they be better off fucking dialing it back?
No. I mean, he only threw the ball 33 times today. They're just getting they're like the epitome of Super Bowl hangover in so many ways. That you already stated it. All the injuries. Look, they're not playing well, and they went against a team that's playing unreal.
Yep.
I think the Saints. I don't know if I heard this stat correctly. I think they've scored 40 points or more 6 times this year. I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
They're playing better.
I think 3 straight games, right?
They put up 50 against Cincy. They put up 45 against the Rams. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 straight games. They're the best team in the NFL right now, and their defense is playing all right.
Yeah.
This is your year. We have to bring it back to that. This is your year, Breeze. You're the best team. So explosive.
It's gonna be, again. I'll say it just like I said. I'm a Breeze fan. I'm a Phillip Rivers fan. We're talking about the best, some of the best of the best of all. Like, these guys are all invited to Top Gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not just fucking fighter pilots. They're Top Gun pilots.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a diss to talk about it and say, hey, man, you know, you're one of the best that's ever done it. But, like, I'm talking to the Breeze slurpers that were out there, the angry Breeze fans that came at us. You cried about his running game. You cried about his defenses. You cried about his weapons. Well, here it is.
And again, to preview our interview with Pat McAfee, he agreed with us.
Yeah.
We bring the whole Breeze conversation up to him as far as being the sixth best quarterback. I do want to address something that I posted on the Dirty Sports Twitter feed with the group celebrations. Now, I have never been bothered by touchdown celebrations, the choreography, the gimmicks, any of that. I know you have, Prano. I have never been bothered. However, guys, these group celebrations on interceptions, fumble recoveries, they need to stop. And everybody's saying, oh, the Saints started. I don't care who started. Actually, they're the problem, Saints fans who are loving this. I put this video out. They got an interception of Carson Wentz. It was like a fucking mob scene broke out, and they all ran to the opposite end of the end zone. How is this not a penalty? The whole entire defense runs down there. And again, I'm not one of those no fun guys. I'm all for it. Guys, it was an interception.
Yeah, but in some games, an interception's bigger than a touchdown. Like, as far as importance go.
No, I'm drawing the Andy Ruther.
See, but this is where this is where your line is fucking nonsense.
It's not nonsense. I'm putting it right here.
There was a guy in the fucking Bears game running a fucking canoe, and the rest of his team came and they sat down in a canoe next to him, and they're canoeing. Though I'll say one thing, I prefer the fucking celebrations you're talking about to the canoe, to the whole Seahawks team going surfing, because at least that it's, guys, everybody just run to a fucking camera. Like, no one's sitting around after practice and going, here's what we're gonna do. Everybody's gonna sit down, then we're gonna fucking canoe. The choreography, kill yourself. I tweeted it tonight. I can't think of anything I'd be more embarrassed about than going, hey guys, I know you all want to get home to your wives and your girlfriends and stuff, but before you go, does everybody know how canoes work? So you all row on one side, and then we'll say, the coxswain will say switch, and then we'll all fucking row on the other side. You know what? It can be confusing. Everybody sit down. We'll just do it one time. Like, ugh.
No, for me, that is my line. For me, the celebrations are fine. Touchdowns. Touchdowns equals points. You get an early interception in the first half against Carson Wentz. Cool. It's huge for your team. You don't know how to fucking all run around like maniacs. There's a difference.
So the offense is basically the only ones who can celebrate. They score far more often than the defense.
They do. But sorry, that's how it is.
See, your rules are terrible.
My rules are great.
The rule should be, don't fucking plan this shit in advance. Don't go fucking hiding cell phones, keeping a Sharpie in your sock the whole fucking day, having a dance routine that's planned. Just fucking go out there, catch it, react. Do whatever you want. If your reaction is to run to a camera guy and somehow your defense is fucking smart enough to follow you like a pack of dogs, go for it.
Nope. I'm going to disagree with you on this one, Prano.
Yeah.
Touchdowns only. Because
right now you're on the cuck cam. That's what's happening.
I'm not on the cuck cam.
Your rules are falling apart in front of you, and you don't know what to do.
I am not on the cuck cam right now. By the way, I want to give some love to the Dirtballs. You have listened, and I appreciate that. We had so many great tweets over the weekend. Again, I will retweet anybody that takes pictures of somebody wearing a jersey of a player or team not participating in that game. The cut cam was on fire.
Did you pull Don Beebe tonight, or did you do that after I texted you?
I saw it and I debated, and then you texted me and I said, I'm going to put it up.
Yeah.
And most people agree that he can get away with it.
What? That's nonsense.
So for those who didn't see, Don Beebe.
His kid's on the fucking Vikings.
His kid is on the Vikings. He was at the
Vikings. You telling me he can't get a Vikings hat?
Well, he was at the Vikings-Bears game tonight. He was wearing a Bears winter hat.
Yeah, he's a cop.
And the responses on I put it up.
Leon Lett caught by a cuck.
I put it up on Twitter. I said, "Is he allowed to wear this?" ? I didn't take a stance. And people claim, "Oh, he's a former player. He can wear his team's outfit."
Oh, what a gross misuse of the rule. Congratulations. If you wrote that, you're a cuck.
But I do agree. You got to wear your kid's stuff, bro. Your kid's playing on the Vikings.
Also, or fucking like, if you don't want to like draw attention, just go and be in a fucking, be in a Titleist hat. Don Beebe looks like a guy who golfs. We're wearing our Bills shit. Like anybody alive has recognized Don Beebe. Would you recognize Don Beebe?
Don Beebe could literally suck my dick, and I would have no
You'd be
clue.
like, "Are you Steve Tasker?"
Are you Frank Reich?
Yeah. It's like, no, but close.
Are you Steve Tasker? Look, man, I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. Actually, the more I think about it.
Yeah. God, it's like,
Are you ready for tomorrow?
Oh, just cuck bonanza.
Oh, I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna go in my Odell Beckham jersey.
There's gonna be so many. The problem is you can only post 4 pictures on Twitter, and we'll have no service at LA Coliseum.
Yeah,
because there's no cell service. I'm gonna try to get as many pictures as I can with everybody in a non-Chiefs or Rams jersey, which might be 20,000 people.
Love it.
I might just be taking pictures the whole game. Anyway, the Bengals lose to the Ravens. Lamar Jackson makes his NFL starting debut, rushes 27 times for 117 yards. Looked awful as a passer, I will say.
Yeah.
I did watch that game. Because there's still the Andy Ruther love-hate thing with the Bengals.
Yeah, we know.
Watch that game.
You're a Bengals fan. It's the truth.
I'm not. I'm rooting against them.
Are you?
I am.
When you watch those games, you're rooting against them?
Yes. Because there's good bonding with my brothers and I over text, like hatred for the Bengals. Because all my brothers' wives still root for them, and my brothers all talk shit to their wives.
I heard a rumor like if they fire Marvin Lewis, that Don Chaney's getting the job. Can we talk about that nonsensical rumor from today?
With the Browns?
The Condoleezza Rice Browns head coaching rumor?
Well, hold on. Before we do that, I just want to say Lamar Jackson.
So who do you start if Flacco's healthy?
You start Lamar.
You do? Even though he looked terrible passing and it's 2018?
He's got to learn somehow.
He's going to learn to pass now?
But I will say, we need Lamar Jackson is like Ed Orgeron. We need closed captioning when he's getting interviewed. I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's that same Southern, the people from the South, man. You need closed captioning.
I don't think the closed captioning people are going to know what the fuck he's saying.
Like, I don't know what the fuck.
It's going to be wingdings.
I don't know what Lamar is saying. But let's get to the Browns. Even on their bye week.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right up front. That was a troll. Somebody was trolling. Unnamed source.
I woke up.
This is the Rockets offered 4 first rounders for Jimmy Butler. That's the same source. I'm not sure it's not Barry McCockner.
Old Barry?
Yeah.
There's rumors old Barry's going to be making his Dirty Sports debut this week.
Yeah. But somebody was trolling, right?
Yeah.
Condoleezza Rice. Like, what are we talking about?
I woke up today. She was the number 1 trend in the entire country.
Yeah. Some fucking troll nailed it. Some troll got Schefter on the phone. It was probably George Bush. He's like, "Hey, I heard they gave Condi their offer to the position." He's like, Schefter's like, "All right, can I quote you on this?" He's like, just say unnamed sources. Yeah, say that, unnamed sources.
But we have to ask something, Prano, and I'm actually being serious.
Are the Browns that stupid?
No. Hugh Jackson coached 2.5 seasons for the Browns.
Yeah.
He won 3 games.
Yeah.
Gun to my head. I think Condoleezza Rice in 2.5 seasons wins more than 3 games.
She wouldn't be able to field the team. They'd walk out. They'd be like, "You have no football experience. Your professional experience is a goddamn disaster. You're a woman. And you're Condoleezza Rice." I refuse to play on this team. Anybody that knows anything would fucking walk out. I'd be like, what is this? It's like Little Big League. Remember Little Big League?
Yes.
With a fucking war criminal. Like, what are we talking about here? Condoleezza Rice? It's like fucking Eddie. Eddie.
You know, I've never seen Eddie.
Ah,
I think I should get really stoned and watch it.
yeah, you should.
And do like an Andy Ruther Eddie movie review.
Yeah,
Maybe watch it live on YouTube.
do it.
Ruther gets baked and watches Eddie. It's just awful.
Awful Sports Movie Tuesday. In honor of Tom Cruise Day Tuesday.
How many of those did you do?
I think 3 or 4. It's a classic.
Classic Prano move. 3 or 4. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, not enough. You know, you got to get crazy good feedback. Like, what was I going to do every week? I was going to watch Tom Cruise movie. Like, where were you people?
So when you did that, were they supposed to be watching the movie along with you?
Yeah. I'd start it. I'd pause it. I'd be like the fucking, the Paramount horses on the screen. Ready? Go.
So I guess you could do the same thing with YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
I don't know. I don't think it's as fun by myself.
Okay.
Like if you ever wanted to get baked and watch awful sports movies with me, I think it'd be fun.
I think when I did it on Rabble, I think I had to be careful, like not to have the sound. I forget what I was doing. I might have been wearing headphones for the sound or something like that, so that the sound wasn't going through on the thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a good point.
But I forget what I was doing. I think I might have been wearing headphones. Although I also know almost every Tom Cruise movie by heart, so I might have just been watching them on mute.
Tom Cruise super fan over here.
Yeah, love Tom Cruise. Everybody knows that about me.
All right, we talked about the Colts for a second earlier. They're putting up points, man.
Yeah, you missed this one.
Oh, I missed this bad.
I saw this. I expected this for a number of reasons. Back to back, big wins for the Titans. They were feeling good. This had letdown game. This had it's a trap written all over it. And then also the Colts are moving the ball, man. Might have been Frank Reich the whole time.
Andrew Luck is looking well.
I'm surprised Frank Reich's not wearing a Bills hat on the Colts sideline. He did play for the Bills at one point. He was on the Bills. He was on that famous
42-3 comeback.
Yeah.
Against the Houston Oilers.
Why isn't he wearing a Bills hat? Because he's not a cuck. That's why. Fucking idiots.
Don Beebe, cuck of the week.
Yeah.
We should have a boob of the week.
He did play for the Bills.
And cuck of the week.
Yeah.
Actually,
can you imagine if Kevin Durant was just wearing a fucking Oklahoma City jersey out on the court for the Warriors? Like, well, I did play there, guys.
I guess the equivalent of Don Beebe wearing a Bills hat is the equivalent of you wearing your high school Letterman jacket to the Rams game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, well, Prano, he's representing his high school.
Except my high school is not playing in the fucking league. Like,
yeah,
the Bills are still a team.
Sure. Who wins this division? I've said Texans.
You're all in on the Texans.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get dicey. I'm taking not the Texans and not the Jaguars. I'm taking not the Jaguars because they're done. And I'm taking not the Texans because I still think Bill O'Brien's a boob. And I think the Colts look okay. I think this was certainly a setback for the Titans, but I don't necessarily think that they're out of it either. Although if Mariota's hurt, they're not winning the division with Blaine Gabbert.
Now, I'm not going to pull up everybody's schedules because that would take too long.
And if you want it, by the way, I know Matty Goldberg's out there, and he's a Mariota hater. If you wanted to be a Mariota hater, you could talk about that he has a real hard time staying on the field, which is why you don't want to run your quarterback too much. But
well, right now, the 6th seed for the AFC is Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
They're 5-5.
Yeah.
Cincy, Miami, Indy, Tennessee, also 5-5. Who gets that last spot? Does Baltimore retain it? Again, I'm not going to pull everybody's schedules.
I'm not going to look.
Do you like Indy enough to take over Baltimore?
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. If Lamar Jackson's starting the rest of the year, I like Indy's chances.
You like Indy's chances.
Easier division.
Wait, but you're
to take over Baltimore for a playoff spot.
well, hold on though. But what if Flacco starts?
I don't know.
Because you just said you think they should start Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, because this Flacco thing, I don't know. Like Flacco's weird for me at this point. I think he gives their team maybe a better chance to win. I like how they've used Lamar Jackson. Like the special packages, like they do with Taysom Hill down in New Orleans. I like how they utilize these guys, but like we said, at the end of the day, you have to throw the ball. I'm just looking at the future. If you want Lamar to try to get used to playing in an NFL style offense, just start him now.
Right, but they're also currently a playoff team.
They are.
So are you starting Lamar Jackson right now, regardless of that fact? And
I'm talking
if you're
future.
I'm saying you're the Baltimore Ravens. You're trying to make the playoffs. Obviously, you currently hold a playoff spot.
I go Joe Flacco. If I care about this season, if I want to get, some experience under.
That's what I said the other day.
Lamar Jackson
is you start Flacco, and then you don't make the move to Lamar Jackson when they're out of it. You don't give them mop-up season time, but you give them it when they're on the verge of being out of it. So he's playing like meaningful snaps, but yet he would have to do something really special to get them back in the mix. That's when I would go to him.
So they showed a shot of Ray Lewis today. He's in the owner's suite with
just stabbing Flacco in the back. A boy's gonna stay out there.
I wish. So I was watching that game.
I can go back in. Not today.
I have Spectrum, which I can rewind because I have DVR and all that shit. But
it's a little bit of a humble brag.
It is a humble brag. It is a humble brag.
In 2018.
Look at me. Look at me out here paying $210 a month for my cable and internet. Anyway.
That's more of just a humble. That's you shouldn't be bragging about that.
Well,
$210 for internet.
What do you think fucking runs this show? I need the fastest speed internet. So anyway, I have the NFL ticket, which you can't rewind though. And I wanted to. Ray Lewis was in the press box or in the owner's suite, literally doing this on like a big play. Like he's ready to jump out of the fucking owner's suite, and his face is all in it.
He is a sociopath, so there's that.
And you could see the owner. I forget his name. Is it Steve Biscotti?
Sounds right.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. You can see the owner's next to him, and the look on his face was, why the fuck did I invite Ray into the owner's suite?
Yeah.
Lunatic.
He's like, shut up, Biscotti. I'll dip you in a cappuccino.
All right, Prano. What other games we got? Oh, the Jags. Steelers game was actually a good game. The Steelers had to come back.
Yeah. Talk about fucking a sociopath. I love that Ben Roethlisberger still thanks God after the game. Who are you?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
You throw 5 picks today?
3.
3 picks.
Blake Bortles threw for... I just looked at the stats real quick. I didn't realize this. Blake Bortles threw for 104 yards.
That's it for Blake Bortles, right?
Yeah. That's a game where if your offense gives you anything, you win that game.
Yeah.
Give the defense something. Cowboys beat the Falcons. I did watch that. The Cowboys are going to win this division now that Kirk Cousins is out. I'm sorry, now that, what's his name? The other quarterback.
Alex Smith.
Tomato, right?
I mean, but are they?
Yes.
Okay. They're 5-5.
They are. I think
with the quality of play in the NFC East so far, is Colt McCoy really? Is this a huge step back for the Redskins?
I think it is. I think the Dallas Cowboys win the division.
Okay.
And they go 8-8. That's my prediction right here. 8-8 win the division. They get the Redskins Thanksgiving Day. They're going to beat them, which then would drop the Redskins to 6-5. The Cowboys would be 6-5. I'm out on Philly. Your Giants are playing better football.
Not technically out of it.
Not technically out of it.
Especially if 8-8's winning the division.
Now, Jameis Winston mounted a little comeback against you guys today.
Yeah.
Are you out on Fitz?
Am I out on him in terms of what?
The circle of Fitz has
I
happened.
mean, Jameis Winston came in. Giants are up big. Giants go prevent. Jameis scores a couple points. Jameis throws a pick to lose the game.
That's very Fitz-esque.
Yeah, well, it's very Jameis Winston-esque too. Jameis Winston's first touchdown, a fumble on the goal line that was recovered in the end zone.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you about Fitz, but he is proving everything I've always felt about him.
Which is what?
That he just can't sustain being a starter.
Okay.
But
again, he was the backup.
Yes.
Right? So he didn't lose the starting job. He took the starting job.
And then lost it. Again, it's that meme.
Right.
That's all I've ever said about him.
And all I've ever said about him is he has never, and he remains not on a good team. And when you're on a bad team, you lose football games. And when you lose football games, you replace the fucking quarterback.
Well,
fact or fiction?
Here we are again. I'm going to put this in quotes.
Yeah.
Good quarterbacks win with bad teams.
Yeah. You want to, again, because since I just talked about this before with the Eli Manning win-loss record, do you want to, I don't know it off the top of my head, but we know that Steve Young ended up being Joe Montana's backup for the 49ers and then becoming a starter and then going to the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Do you think he was a 500 quarterback with the Tampa Bay Bucs?
Steve Young?
Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't.
I'm sure it was
They were
real bad.
They were terrible.
Yeah. So that's on him? And then he just turned into the most prolific.
I'm not putting that 100% on him.
Of course you're not.
But my point is this. We both know, we've both agreed and said this. The Bucs have weapons. They have some people that were playing. And he himself, Ryan Fitzpatrick, was playing very well.
Yeah.
And now he's playing very bad consistently for the last few games. 14 turnovers.
I mean, they had 500 yards last week. They scored 3 points. Their defense is terrible. I'm not saying Ryan Fitzpatrick is – I've never once ever said Ryan Fitzpatrick is an elite quarterback in the NFL. But he's good.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Good quarterbacks keep their job.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Not Steve Young, Hall of Famer. Not Drew Brees. Arguably the best ever. But didn't keep his job.
But you're putting things.
Didn't keep his job. Two guys right there.
Okay.
Two of the best ever.
Okay.
Didn't keep their job.
Let's talk about those two.
Let's talk about them.
When they went to other teams, they kept their job.
Yeah. And they went to good teams and they kept their job. So what's the good team that Ryan Fitzpatrick has gone to?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I just want an answer to the one question I've asked you. What's the good team that Ryan Fitzpatrick has gone to and had an opportunity to keep his job? He's played for the Bills, the Jets, the Bucs, the Texans, the Bengals. Where's the good team he's had?
I'm not doing this again.
Okay. I didn't ask you to do anything except answer a question for me. Drew Brees lost his job. He's arguably the sixth best quarterback of all time. Some people are arguing he's higher than that. Some people have argued Steve Young's the best quarterback of all time if you look at his statistics.
Drew Brees also had a serious shoulder injury that people were worried about. Ryan Fitzpatrick lost his job, and then the Bengals, he leaves the Bengals, and again, they had a better record the next year with the same players.
Right. Matt Castle left the Patriots. They got worse when Tom Brady came back. I mean, we could do this all day.
We can't do it all day.
Right.
I mean,
I just asked you what good team Ryan Fitzpatrick has played for. And we all know that the answer is none.
Those aren't all awful teams.
They're all historically awful franchises. Like the Bucs, of all those teams.
But here's where I always find holes in your arguments with this stuff, just in general.
Yeah.
We're early on, we're saying how Fitz is doing this, he's doing that. He's so much better for the team. And then here we are again. It's just this cycle where you never bring the team into it before earlier this year. You're not bringing the team into it, saying they're so bad.
They were bad.
But hold on. You were putting it more on
they beat the New Orleans Saints. That's their one loss. You know that. Tampa Bay Bucs. So Ryan Fitzpatrick being good on a bad team is proof that he's good. That's precisely my point.
Good quarterbacks don't.
What statement are you going to make now that I'm going to disprove, and then you're going to change your mind on?
I'm not changing my mind on anything.
Good quarterbacks don't what?
They don't fucking have the numbers that he consistently has. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all I'm saying. That's always my stance on him. He's very hot and cold. He's like that girl. Ryan Fitzpatrick is like that girl where like some days you're like, man, she's really hot. She looks great. And some days you're like, I don't know, she's not looking too good. It's very up and down. Dude, he was down, what, 34-7 at one point today?
Yeah.
To the 2-7 Giants entering the game.
I'm also not saying that Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't have bad games. I'm also not saying Ryan Fitzpatrick isn't turnover heavy. Those are two things that you can consider as part of the Ryan Fitzpatrick agenda. But to trash Ryan Fitzpatrick for losing his job that he took from the number 1 overall pick on a terrible team and say that's proof that he's bad, well, then a lot of quarterbacks that have been on a lot of bad teams, we have to revisit whether or not they're good quarterbacks.
I never said he was bad, though. Again, it's the same thing. I've never once said Fitzpatrick was bad. He's a capable, mediocre, middle of the tier NFL starter if he's starting, and he's a very good backup. He's a guy. Let me put it this way. Obviously, I'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So he's a middle of the tier starter if he's starting in the league.
He's an
so
average.
He's a 16th best quarterback in the world at any given time.
Maybe
walking the planet Earth.
He's an average quarterback.
What other things exist in life where you're mediocre at something while simultaneously being the 16th best at it in the world?
Well, again, Joe, Jesus, now we're bringing this whole world factor into. We're not judging the world. We're judging it by 32 teams.
But Mark
in the NFL.
Sanchez is the what? 200th? He's not in the league, right?
Which then would put him in the top 0.001% best quarterbacks in the world.
But he's not in the league, right? This is the guy that's been in the league for 15 years and started for over a decade. What percentage of those guys exist?
I can't do this.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
No, because it's pointless. Because
I know.
you just don't want to admit it's the same shit with Russell Wilson. You can't just admit when you're wrong when facts are presented. It's the same shit, dude. It's like you want to sit there and argue with me about somebody like a Russell Wilson when I want to sit there and say, statistically speaking, he's doing better than all these guys who were top 10 guys after their first 7 years. And you want to say, well, he gets sacked too much. Well, no shit, he gets sacked too much. But at the end of the day, he has the numbers to back it up.
But again, that's neither here nor there when you say things like he's a top 5 quarterback when statistically he's not Matt Ryan, but you take him over Matt Ryan. So are we doing stats or are we not doing stats? You want to bring up their numbers right now? Want to bring up their numbers right now and see how they're doing? Today, 2018, in the NFL, who you taking? Matt Ryan or Russell Wilson? Go.
I'm taking Matt Ryan. I'm taking Russell Wilson.
Why? The facts and the stats presented to you are that you are unequivocally fucking wrong.
That's just not true. That's
Bring
just
them up.
not true.
Bring them up.
That's just not true.
Okay.
Who has more playoff wins?
Who has more right fucking now? Who has more playoff wins? Joe Montana or Russell Wilson? Who you taking in 2018 fucking today?
You're telling me.
Who you taking? The guy with unequivocally better stats, right?
Because
now?
one guy has more passing yards this year. That's basically what you're basing it on right now.
And career. And everything.
No, but that's not true. This is where you're wrong. You haven't even looked at the numbers on a guy like Russell Wilson after his first 7 years. Literally is right on pace with every one of those guys, if not higher yards and passing yards. This is what I don't understand. If we're gonna,
what do you want? Should we go to Andy Ruther's fucking quarterback rating? Should we go to?
No, we don't have to go to that
because you're going to disregard complete stats and say you're going to take Russell Wilson over Matt Ryan. It's fine.
No.
Just agree that we're
not disregarding it after their first 7 years.
But it's 2018, man. Who are you taking right now? Right fucking now in this season, right now.
I would take Russell Wilson.
Okay, you're wrong based on your opinion of stats and facts. If through the first year and a half, 2.5 years. Who do you think's got better numbers through 2.5 years? Carson Wentz or Russell Wilson? 2.5 years. Who do you think has better stats?
I don't know.
Are you taking Carson Wentz? I do know.
I don't know with his injury.
Come on. Through 2.5 seasons, he was a fucking MVP candidate in year 2. Who do you think's got better stats? Through 2.5 fucking seasons.
But when we say
So
stats,
are you
what are we
taking
saying?
Carson Wentz or are you taking Russell Wilson? I'm taking Russell Wilson over Carson Wentz right now because I'm fucking using my eyes. It's not that hard. I'm taking Ryan Fitzpatrick to be a fucking starter on 15 teams at any given moment in the NFL. He'd make the Jaguars better right now. He'd make the fucking Cardinals better right now. He'd make the Raiders better right now. And I like Derek Carr. But guess what? He'd make them better right now.
But you just said you've just used the excuse of him playing on bad teams that he's
right. But he'd make those bad teams better.
That's up for debate, I think, at times.
Okay. Great.
Did he make the Bucks that much better?
Than who? Jameis Winston?
Hold on. In the win column, has he?
How many fucking wins did the Bucks have last year? 4?
He got him a couple wins this year, and he looked great, but then he stumbles. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Okay. So we agree. He made them better.
I don't know, man. I don't know on some of those teams if he makes them that much better. Because we've already seen what he does on bad teams. You actually just used that as an excuse 10 minutes ago, that you're using the excuse he's on these bad teams, why they're not winning that many games. And I'm saying, yes, that's proven. It's like he's not making those teams that much better.
Okay. Do the Jaguars win today with Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I don't know.
Okay. Great. Then we'll never have a conversation.
You just said he'd make did you say he'd make the Raiders better?
Yeah. He'd make the Raiders better.
Than Derek Carr.
Right now, the way the Raiders are playing the what they're doing, give me a guy who's going to fucking huck it down the field a little bit. Ryan Fitzpatrick had one awful pick today.
Again, man, there's a reason he's bouncing around.
Yeah, there is. There's a reason he's bounced around the NFL for 15 full seasons, unlike 1 trillion quarterbacks that have come and gone from the league. They like his beard. That's why. He went to Harvard. That's why. You're right. There's a reason he's bounced around the league for a decade and a half.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Okay, then let me just ask you this then. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith, who just got injured.
Who do I want for what purpose?
Who would you rather have in your team as a quarterback?
Basically a wash.
So I want to get your barometer.
Basically a wash.
You think
everything?
You think Alex Smith is on the?
They're completely opposite ends of the spectrum in regards to what they bring to the team, but in the end, it comes back to the middle. You want to play the win a bunch of games because you don't take any chances, and you only win the games you're supposed to, or you want to win a couple games because you got a guy who does take a bunch of chances and win some games you're not supposed to. In the end, they're going to balance out to the same fucking thing.
But see, that's where we would just disagree.
Well, you're right. And you know what? A lot of teams would fucking say, we'll take Alex Smith and we'll go with this fucking style and give me a quarterback who's not going to make mistakes. And guess what? Alex Smith is on his 3rd team, despite the fact that he led the league in quarterback rating last year, despite the fact that he's an efficient player. Teams just keep moving on. And Jim Harbaugh was like, give me the guy who's fucking a little bit crazier and a little bit more athletic. And and Andy Reid was like, give me the fucking gunslinger. And here we are in Washington.
But when you say wash, you're basically putting them on the same level.
Yeah.
You're saying
they're both good quarterbacks. Not great.
You're saying Alex Smith,
not terrible.
To you, who's still consistently been a starter for the most part, like basically his whole career, is on the same level of a guy who's consistently gone as a backup.
Yeah.
They're on the same level to you.
Because in sports, politics are just as important as anything else. Alex Smith was the 1st overall pick. How many chances did we see Sam Bradford get before somebody was finally like, we've just got to be done with the Sam Bradford experiment? I get it. He won a fucking Heisman. He was the 1st overall pick. But I think we're done with this, right? We agree that we're done. He's cross-eyed. He can't wear a jersey. He's never made a team fucking good ever. He's never surprised the team. We're moving on. Jameis Winston is going to get another shot. Would your mind be blown if the Raiders sign Jameis Winston to start for them next year? They move on from the $90 million Derek Carr thing because they don't want to have him, and they give Jameis Winston some fucking deal? Would you be blown away?
No, I wouldn't be blown away.
Of course not. But Jameis Winston's not good.
Look, I know politics come into it. I mean, we're seeing that right now with the Redskins, who are currently looking at tomorrow E.J. Manuel, Kellen Clemens, Mark Sanchez, T.J. Yates, and also Josh Johnson. And that also is why I think the Cowboys win that division. That list of quarterbacks I just named are who they're going to look at as a backup to Colt McCoy.
And look, if Alex Smith can win a bunch of games with them, I'm not convinced. I don't think Colt McCoy's, an NFL fucking starter. That doesn't mean I don't think Colt McCoy can win 2 more games the rest of the year with the Redskins.
I think
I'm not jumping out of the fucking building for what the Cowboys have done.
I think Colt McCoy could win 2 more games, but I think the Cowboys are going to win that division. A lot of it is not because of their offense, it's because it's how their defense is playing. I think they're playing well enough to win that division.
Everybody's playing well enough to win that division. It's going to be 8-8 or at 9-7 maximum. I'm not ruling out literally anybody in that division. I'm mostly ruling out the Giants, but I'm not completely ruling them out. I'm not ruling out the Eagles. I'm not ruling out the Redskins. It's bad. It's a bad bunch.
I'm done on the Eagles. I'm done. I think they're done. They won their Super Bowl. They're happy. They're content. Like, I give them, they come into LA next month or in a few weeks. I don't give them any chance to beat the Rams, even though that crowd will probably be 50% Eagles fans. I don't give them any chance. Anyway, we have gone on, as we always do, and get into these amazing quarterback debates. We need to get to this interview with Pat McAfee.
Let's do it.
Before we do that, Joe, the mustache is looking fresh. I am growing facial hair. I need to clean up my beard with some amazing Harry's razors. And Harry's is doing a great holiday gift plan that Dirtballs.
Their regular plan's so great. How could their holiday plan be that much better?
Dude, it's this amazing special offer that if you guys want to get a gift for a loved one, anyone, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, your husband, your wife, take advantage of our Harry's limited edition set special offer. Listen to this. We're partnering with Harry's to give you $5 off any shave set, including our limited holiday sets. When you go to harrys.com/dirty. Plus, you'll get free shipping. This offer is for new and returning customers and is only available for the holidays. So it's available for everybody. Listen what you get. It comes with the ergonomic weighted handle with an option to engrave.
Wow. For the holidays.
That's right. The German-engineered 5-blade cartridges that provide a close and comfortable shave, a travel blade cover to protect your blades, a handsome holiday gift. Let me just grab the damn thing. Can I grab it?
Sure.
Let me just grab it.
You have one?
Yeah.
Trying to think of all the things I would engrave on yours if I could do an engraving. I don't want to ruin our ad read here, but
Look at this. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this. Look at this. Handsome.
It's got that plaid
holiday
look.
Gift box. Let's see if old Denty can open it while he holds a microphone. Okay. Look what we got in here. Oh, look at that. Look at that, Dirtballs. Can you see that? The nice little message. Looks like we got the shave cream. We got the amazing blade. We got some blades in here. The travel blade cover. Or you can get it for yourself, guys. So get your holiday shopping done early. Free shipping ends on December 12th. Okay, it's currently November 18th, 19th. So act now. Go to harrys.com/dirty to get $5 off your shave set while supplies last. That's harrys.com/dirty. Once again, this is for returning customers as well. I want to reiterate that. And I'm going to do even one better. Guys, if you send me a screenshot of using this amazing holiday gift package, you get koozies. Repeat, you get koozies. Just send me a screenshot, and I will send you some koozies. So that's harrys.com/dirty. Okay. Let's get to our interview with former Indianapolis Colts punter and two-time Pro Bowler Pat McAfee. Well, that was amazing.
It was. It's great to have Pat here.
Yeah.
Pat's big on the fist bump, I've noticed.
I love the fist bump.
A lot of fist bumps. Turns, gives a fist bump.
I rewatched the whole interview to pull some clips, and I pulled some and put them on YouTube. So you guys should check those out. Mini clips of some of the great things he said, from his amazing story of drug testing to his hot take on Applebee's, which I put out on Twitter. Prano looking in the camera like, I told you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pat was great. So much thanks to Pat for doing the show. And that is the episode, Joe Prano.
It's great.
I mean, what a great episode. We got another heated argument debate.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not the one that wants to do it at this point.
Oh, you wanted to do it.
No, you're just poking the bear, and then you poke the bear, but you live in a forest of misinformation.
No, I have 100% accurate information.
Everybody,
I already alluded to it. I'm doing a massive expose in the works of Russell Wilson when the season's officially finished to present my numbers.
Are you going to do it after the whole season or just after their season's finished? You going to do it after week 16 or are you going to do it after the playoffs?
Hey, man, they won.
Another
I
thing,
put that loss on him.
Before we go, stop it. If you're out there and you're defending Mike McCarthy, you're just like, who are you at this point? I mean, Aaron Rodgers, geez.
Well, to kind of recall that game, for anybody who forgot, it was 4th and 2 with 4 minutes to go. The Packers defense could not stop the running game. They had one timeout. You got to go for it. He punts it.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks basically just get a couple first downs, running the ball, and the game ends.
Yeah.
Zero trust in your quarterback.
I mean, I'm not even sure that he doesn't trust Aaron Rodgers. I think he's just a dumb person.
He's a boob.
Yeah.
A gigantic boob. Well, you guys can, go to all our amazing stuff at dirtysports.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, drop us an iTunes review, or follow us at The Dirty Sports on Twitter and Instagram. Or me at Andy Ruther.
At Fix Your Life, Joe Prano on Instagram, joeprano.com for shows. Be in Tahoe in December, New York and the East Coast in January. So just go to joeprano.com for all the shows.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And most importantly, don't forget, condoms are for pussies.